How about you don't tell Johnny's on the spectrum and you might win? Hi, I'm John, and tonight my wife has gone for a run in the dark alone, so no reason to worry here.
And I'm John, and I'm apparently on the spectrum.
And I'm not John, and this is Would John Rather, a podcast where Johns, not Johns, and all the in-between ask each other questions and sometimes answer them, sometimes they don't. We've all got issues with mental health, so always have time to listen. Let's get straight to the first question.
Oh yeah, that's me. Damn. Would you rather bathe in baked beans or jelly?
Jelly.
Okay.
Because I don't think jelly is a non-Newtonian fluid, but I think the dynamics of bathing in jelly would be so much more interesting than baked beans. As long as it wasn't in the middle of summer and there weren't wasps around. But I think if you're in a massive thing of baked beans, wasps would still be interested anyway.
Okay.
Oh,
Just imagine all the crazy noises you'd make as you sort of moved around in it.
Would you set the jelly and then get into it? So
Matt, talk again so I can talk over you with horrible noises.
So is there the potential that you would set the jelly and then John would try and climb into the bath and just have to lay on top of it? Because then that's not bathing in jelly, that's bathing on jelly. And then
But then he could wriggle a bit and he'd like sink into
you
it.
would. There's nothing about he, it's you.
Oh, I was imagining we were bathing
Oh,
together.
what, like a half and half?
Yeah, why not?
Wait, half jelly and half beans, or we're both in the same bath but with something in?
I was imagining like sharing my bath of jelly with John because he'd obviously want to bath in the jelly. Because it'd be so much stronger than beans.
More important, what flavour's the jelly?
Ooh. See, I think I'd go for strawberry jelly, but I think John's more like a slightly edgy, like lemon and
Well, yeah,
lime
I was
type
asking
of
the
guy.
question, Master, and he went completely silent.
Oh, you were asking me.
Were you stacking blocks in the same size and colour?
No. I was making lists.
Just to confirm for anyone listening, we're not taking the piss out of any mental health conditions. We're taking the piss out of the fact that I accused John of having a mental health condition, and he didn't like the fact that I did. Which I think there's more to say about him being offended by it than there is me about accusing him. I was merely showing a concern.
In my head, the jelly was green.
Green. So does that mean lime or apple?
Lime jelly.
To be honest, I hadn't really thought about the flavour.
Because when I think of jelly, I think of
Matt, what flavour your bean?
the baked bean flavour.
What is a baked bean?
Did you know, fun fact, that the fruit orange existed before the colour orange, and they named the colour orange after the fruit and not the other way around?
That's so interesting. I'm going to wake up my son right now and tell him.
To be fair, that shows the two things. You're not going to tell your son that because you're being facetious. And the other John went, oh, I didn't know that. Because the other John is so going to save that for some point when he's at the pub and he's run out of things to say and tell someone. Because I think it's a really interesting... Yeah,
Me?
Well, you're the other John. We've not introduced a third John in the last week, have we?
Maybe we should. Maybe it'd make things so much less confusing.
Anyway, okay, so it's green, and so that means that it's probably lime. My favourite jelly I've ever had was an apple jelly at a hotel I used to work at. It was delicious. It was refreshing, nice on a summer's day. But no,
I think apple jelly would be nice.
It's delicious. There was no pieces of apple in it either. It was just made from apples because we used to make everything fresh in house. Oh, it was so good. But I mean, first of all, John, what's your beef with vegans and vegetarians?
Sorry?
Other John.
Me?
Wow, episode 30, and this is the first time we've actually genuinely struggled with you two knowing which John I'm addressing. There's quite good going.
I'm not particularly anti-vegan.
Then why jelly?
Because jelly's awesome.
But
And I told you it's way more interesting because I'm not sure if it's non-Newtonian fluid or not, but it would be a way more interesting experience than bathing in. Are you in hot baked beans or are you in cold baked beans?
doesn't matter. they're vegan friendly. Jelly's not.
Okay.
I think
And?
being vegan would
Being
be difficult.
vegan. It would be
Yes.
difficult, but it would be even more difficult if you had to bath in jelly. And you don't. You could bath in baked beans, which is vegan friendly.
Okay, Matt. When was the last time you had a meal that didn't contain animal? And you can't include liquid
Okay.
lunches.
That should start with, for listeners that don't know, because I don't think there's many public pictures of me available that we've actually published for people that don't already know me. I'm quite a slender gentleman. So the first question would be, when's the last time I had a meal? Which was yesterday. So a full 24 hours ago. I did have a KFC. That is not vegan. However, after the KFC, I had a shower. And do you know what my shower was? Vegan.
So you didn't kill or use any dead animals during
No.
your shower. So you didn't use a chamois
Nope.
leather
No,
on
I don't.
yourself because you're
No,
not
I'm
a car.
not a car. I don't use anything. I use my
Well
hands,
done.
and I also use Sanex, which I know you're both already doing now. So let's just quickly Google myself: is Sanex vegan? Because otherwise, my argument falls apart.
I use Original Source Company shower gel. Other shower gels are available, which is marketed as being vegan friendly.
Yeah, but
I had a
that
shower
won't
this morning.
work if you're showering and washing in jelly.
I'm imagining this being like a charity event. Like you get sponsored and you jump in a bath of jelly or bath of baked
Oh,
beans.
okay, John. You need to answer this question. Then, is this a singular or regular bath?
Good question.
The questionnaire becomes the questionee.
I wasn't prepared for this.
You're never
Well-
prepared. No offense, mate. You know,
we
it's
can
true.
call it we can call it a one-time thing, but you know, if you become partial to it, I'm not going to stop you having another one.
Bath with benefits.
Oh.
if you do get a bit more attached than you're expecting.
Then you can have another bath at a later date.
Okay. I think there's too many
No strings attached.
There's nothing.
there's too many issues with the jelly bath. I mean, do you get in it and then let it set around you, or do you let it set and then wriggle into it?
Yes, you let it set, you
what
wriggle into it. That's the
flavour do
best
you
way.
have? Because you're always going to upset somebody. You know, it's not vegan or vegetarian.
I want to hear something positive. I want to hear something positive about beans.
You can have it hot or you can have it cold. You can't have hot jelly. That's ridiculous.
But you can have different
You
flavours.
can have different flavours, but what if you get the wrong flavour?
You can have two temperatures, and I can have almost any flavour
Like,
of jelly.
for example, I'm allergic to pineapple. We
No, you're
know
not.
I'm not because we've mentioned it before on the podcast, but let's say I am, and then I come along and you've made me a pineapple flavoured jelly bath, and I was like, yeah, I'm well up for a jelly bath for charity. Oh no, I either don't get in and upset the children, or I get in and I die. But if
But
you
I'm
say
not
to
asking
me,
if you want to take a jelly bath. I'm saying that I
but
want
if you
a jelly
say
bath.
to me in June, oh, do you want to come and join in my baked bean bath for charity? And I say, oh, no, I can't. I'm allergic to baked bean. End of conversation. That's it. I think the big thing is now, as much as we personally don't agree with any sort of vegan or vegetarianism, because plants have feelings too, you still have to take them into account. And why are they not allowed to be involved in this bathing charity situation?
I'm going to Google right now, can you make jelly without killing animals?
It's got gelatin in it. Clues in the title.
You also can't go to a steak restaurant.
When's the last time you went to a steak restaurant sponsored by charity? Sponsored for charity. The charities don't sponsor you. That'd be ridiculous.
Well, I went there for enjoyment. I went to a steak restaurant for my birthday.
Yeah, but you're not a vegan or vegetarian.
Why can't I want you to enjoy this bath? I don't want it just to be because you're trying to make money.
Oh, well, in that case, definitely the baked beans. No one wants to get in a cold bath.
But have you ever put cling film over a bowl of beans, put them in the microwave, and then take them out and then scold yourself because they just get too hot.
But you can say that about anything. Do you know what I've also done? I've got into a bath that's
Do you know what
too
you can't
hot.
say about jelly?
That is true. You can't get in a bath of jelly that's too hot unless you're getting into that bath of jelly just after they've mixed it.
Then it's not jelly. It's basically the syrup they put in WKDs.
What's it called? Because it's still jelly. It's jelly when you buy it. It's jelly when it's set. So why is the middle state any different? Baked beans are baked beans. You know what you're getting with baked beans.
And you know that everyone else is sat in a bath of baked beans for charity, and it's boring and humdrum. Jelly is exciting. It's new. It's different. I like it. I'm going with jelly.
Yeah, and it's also, against 15% of the populace.
I've just sent in the group chat a picture, and it's an Amazon review of sugar-free vegan jelly. So if you happen to be a diabetic vegan, you can bath in my jelly with me. I don't mind. I am quite inclusive of everyone.
No, else sugar-free diabetics can bathe in beans.
I don't know if
you have to get the low
beans
sugar
are-
ones. Baked
I
beans
don't
are
know if
quite
baked
sugary.
beans are.
Yeah,
I think there's quite a lot
They've got
of sugar.
a low
in baked
sugar and a
beans.
low salt one, and if we're going with these fancy different types, then if we're going to have low sugar jelly, why are you arguing low sugar baked beans?
I don't want low sugar.
What?
I don't want low sugar, and I don't want vegan.
Okay. So fine.
There we go.
So
have
fine.
sugar, kill animals.
Let me introduce
jelly.
this, John. Would you rather?
No one
Would you
cares.
rather bathe in jelly, or would you rather bathe in baked beans with little sausages in?
Ooh.
Little sausages now. If we're not allowed to be vegan, then little sausages in there.
No one's asking about vegan.
And you know the best bit about the noise you made when I mentioned the sausages? It's also the noise you'd make as you go into the bath if little sausages found their way somewhere they shouldn't.
Ooh. Oh God.
I don't think I want that. I was going to talk about putting lady fingers in
Well, come on. One of the
Right.
nicest,
If you
nicest sausage
get
is sausage that comes in baked beans. I think it's just amazing. The taste that's in there, the marinade.
Yeah, you'll be adding to that marinade. Do you want to get in a bath after a hot days of work and then play Hunt the Sausage? Your own bath water. John, you get on public transport. Imagine the public transport.
Once
filth that
again,
you carry
he's
with
already
you.
said this isn't. He doesn't have to bath in it every day. This is just a one-off. And who loves nothing more than a nice warm bath and a sausage snack?
Okay, I'm going to put this out there. I'm slightly more adventurous than you two, but I've not even done
What?
this.
You're slightly more adventurous than us two.
Yeah. Don't ruin my illusion. Don't ruin the magic. Right. Don't call me out on not actually being that adventurous. But think about jelly wrestling. Think how rubbish that would be in baked beans.
And you know what also would be rubbish is you, as a full-grown 6'2" male, trying to wrestle someone else in their regular-sized bathtub. Why are you wrestling someone in a bath? Why are you putting your son through that? Why are you wrestling your son in your normal person bath?
Because he's a 3-year-old. He wants to escape. That's what he wants to do.
Okay, so why are you bathing him in jelly then?
Okay, I'm going to have to call it there because otherwise we're just going to spend all evening talking about jelly and beans, which is obviously the most interesting topic that anyone's got to talk about right now.
Don't forget the sausages.
Well, yeah, the sausages are a massive plus. But
no, I don't like it when you say
it did actually almost win it for you. But I'm going to call it for jelly because I really like barbecue beans, and I think that would be bad for my skin. I think I'd have a bad reaction to that.
That's okay.
It'd be like a fake tan.
I feel like after the last few episodes that you two are deliberately taking out some of the decisions I made in the first 20 episodes on me recently, because I can't see any world in which you love beans, the sausages make it better, and yet you'd rather not have a bath full of them. But that's absolutely fine.
It's just because of the barbecue. I think
they're not barbecue beans. You literally decided they were barbecue beans while giving your answer.
As I
No,
was
calm
deciding.
down. This is the way it works.
Okay. Does anyone have a Twitter they'd like to promote?
You're getting a bit sick of this revenge that they're playing on me, and agree that my arguments are flawless and I should have won every single one by now. Tweet at me at Would John Rather. You know what, actually, thinking about it, don't tweet at me, just follow me. There's not that many followers at the moment. I know you're listening, you can hear me. Just follow one of us.
Please. You can follow me at John Would Rather. That's Jon Would Rather. Either on Twitter or on Instagram. Just remember, no H's, because have you ever tried to use an H chili mold? It just doesn't work. Too complicated for their own good.
Hang on a sec. Have we got a John Would Rather Instagram going now?
I have. I always
okay.
have one.
This is the first time you've mentioned it.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to play it cool, like I was down with the kids. Slide in some DMs and that.
And you can contact me by sending your message via Magic Carpet.
Arabian Nights, like Arabian day. Should we have question 2? It's
Sure, why
hotter
not?
than hot. I'm done.
No, you're not.
I am. They're literally all the words I know to Arabian Nights.
But you said Aladdin was your favourite Disney film.
It is. But I'm normally like getting so excited during the beginning part of the film where that song comes on that I forget. John saw Aladdin at the theatre on Saturday.
Yeah, I did. It was great. I've been singing Prince Ali in my head for
Prince Ali,
Well,
wonderful
2
he,
days.
Ali Ababa. Strength of 10 regular men, definitely. Anyway, yeah, question 2.
He faced down the galloping
100
hordes,
bad guys with
100 bad
swords.
guys with
Who
swords.
sends us goods to their lord, this Prince Ali. He's got 75 golden camels. Right, no, seriously, question 2, because I can just sing Aladdin songs all night. Welcome to Would John Rather, Aladdin musical podcast, where we just sing all the songs from Aladdin every week on key. He's got the monkeys.
Hey guys, I spent so long waiting for you to finish up, I decided to scroll through Facebook. I can't believe you're talking to my brother and his ridiculous injuries.
Well, it just popped up as the first thing on Facebook while I was waiting the last 2 minutes for my Uber, and it was a ridiculous statement. Let's read it out. So, John, who is not asking questions this week's brother, sent out on Facebook. My right hand is not doing well. I strained it after mucking about on my Switch, followed by unscrewing a bed to throw out, and now a bolognese exploded and my ring finger has holes from where it burnt me. That was the status. All I said was, if you've injured yourself from gaming, you have a problem. Oh, he's replied. Live. I am reading this for the first time. It was using motion controls and was originally a DS game that used a stylus, so doing the same stuff with slightly unresponsive motion controls doesn't help. That's not an answer! Why is he playing...
Would you rather?
Yeah, go on.
Would you rather be a knight or a bishop?
Knight, because no one can ever accuse me of touching children.
I think he was talking about chess, to be honest.
Oh.
I left it intentionally ambiguous.
Or did he?
I like moving forwards straight.
Really? Because knights move it in an L shape.
It's a shame that's not...
Oh. Shit. What are the castles? Are they castles?
Rooks.
What are they? Oh. Oh. Sorry, I let the team down. I really have.
Knights are the little horsies. We've just lost every chess fanatic player.
Not even chess
Listener.
fanatic, just everyone over the age of 11. Yeah, no, I'd rather be a bishop. I found them more useful because the problem is when you're teaching people to play chess, I'm just going to stick on the chess thing for a minute, but it's much easier to explain what the bishop does than it is what the knight does. Won't even go into rooks and castling because that seems above my competition's compass mentis. But also, you don't really get anything for being a knight these days. Whereas, as my lovely friend John here stated, as a bishop, doesn't seem to matter what you do.
God
Above
will
the
forgive
law.
you.
Above the law, exactly. Whereas
Should I name you some famous knights?
you can do. I don't think that's going to change my mind.
Sir Tom Jones, he's been knighted, hasn't
Yeah.
he? Sir Paul McCartney. Is Mo Farah a Sir yet? Because we like to talk about him on the podcast.
I love Mo Farah.
Or is he just like an OBE or an
I think
MBE?
he was an OBE. I don't think he's been knighted, but I'm not sure.
I think he might have been.
List of knights. Let's have a look. Why is it talking about MMOs? I don't want to. No, I don't want to be a two-handed tank with
Just
50
Just
plus
to
DPM.
clarify, did you make a joke at the beginning of this question about priests and bishops and things being naughty with children? That's something you said, wasn't it?
May have been.
Yeah, so Sir Jimmy Savile, Sir Peter Morrison, or Sir Cyril Smith, but obviously they don't matter.
They probably had their knighthood stripped of them.
I think
I don't
in
think
death you're no longer a knight.
possibly, but in death you're nothing. But also that's like saying as you were knighted, technically you weren't doing things you shouldn't be doing. So does it count? I don't know. I don't like the fact that this is what we're basing the conversation on, so I'm going to keep it away from that. I was just making a point. But it depends whether you believe in the monarchy or whether you believe in religion. And as John, you'll help me with the history because I've never been great on this, but was it Sir Henry VIII stepped away from religion to regain control using the monarchy?
For the record, he wasn't a Sir, he was the king.
No, I know. It wasn't an issue. I wasn't calling him a Sir. But so he took control back from the church.
He stopped England being a Catholic country and made himself the head of a new church called the Church of England and put himself in charge so that he was no longer bound by the rules set by the Pope.
Yeah, so he could divorce his wife and shag someone else. That's what the general understanding of the reasons behind it was, correct?
Yes. Although there was a wider move towards Protestant religions across Europe, but
that was his reason because.
I mean, that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, exactly. So
very, very good argument, guys. If we're going to go into more simpler terms, and we're going to play with the roles of bishops and knights, do you want to be Archbishop Desmond Tutu? He's the only one I can name, but we could talk about Knights of the Round Table and talk about Sir Galahad, Sir Lancelot, Sir Gawain.
Well, I don't know.
Sir
I
Lionel.
don't know whether you've ever watched the famous TV show that was cancelled way ahead of its time, but the TV show Firefly, in which the religious character's name was Bishop, but he had a shady past, and because it was cancelled ahead of its time, we never found out why. And he's one of the greatest characters ever to exist in modern television, and he's affected my life more than any religion or any monarchy has done or ever will. And I think that's true for a lot of people that would possibly ever listen to this podcast because it's an internet-based format. People who use the internet also love Firefly.
And for those of you who like old schooly comedies that's talking about Knights of the Holy Grail or Spamalot, in which Monty Python play a bunch of knights and they go on a quest to find the Holy Grail, and hilarity.
But you're living in the past. Firefly's based in the future.
It was cancelled. It's in the past. No one cares. Was cancelled, past tense. And anyway, if you're a knight and you're on a chessboard, you're unpredictable. People need to look 3-4 moves ahead to try and guess your patterns and guess your moves.
Yeah.
People could be lulled into a false sense of security. No! The knight does what he wants. Moves in
the
a crazy
thing is,
hell.
religion...
You could say it was a surprise.
Very nice.
Oh.
The thing is that religion's all about seeing light. The light, positive, day. Nighttime.
It's with
darkness.
a K. It's with a K.
But night, darkness.
This is a grammar podcast.
Religion's all about seeing the positive, and nights are all about seeing the darkness. What was one of the most famous knights called? Was that Sir Lancelot, who stole King Arthur's wife? Adultery. One of the 10 things that religion said you shouldn't do. Which I'm sure. I'm sure we'd agree as 3 grown men, like reaching or in our 30s, that adultery is not something that you should be allowed to do, which religion said you shouldn't do, and yet a knight did.
I've got an interesting story about adultery.
Is this where you tell us you're
I went-
divorced?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Definitely don't know how I'm going to edit out your wife in the background there, but I'll figure it out.
I went to the British Museum and they had a copy of a King James Bible that had been printed, and they accidentally left out the word not, and one of the 10 Commandments was thou shalt commit adultery. And the story behind it was that the printers got fined lots of money.
Well,
I think it was like £500 or something, which was a lot back then whenever it
Oh,
was
yeah.
made. They couldn't decide whether it was a political protest that they'd accidentally, or whether it was an accident and they'd just taken it out, and it just was really unfortunate. I feel like it's got to be on purpose. Nobody accidentally prints that. Of all the commandments to get wrong.
I'm very glad you said no one accidentally commits that and didn't say nobody accidentally commits adultery, because I would have argued with you. But no one accidentally.
Bill Clinton did.
It's very easy to accidentally commit adultery, and that's only proved by anybody ever admitting that they lied. So
Wait, this has got very off topic.
yeah, John, pick a winner.
Yeah.
Okay. Bishops.
Yeah.
Why? Because?
He doesn't have to.
Because I want to keep things
He doesn't have to
interesting.
justify himself to you.
Your argument turned into a small semi-political rant.
On most things we do, political rants under the surface.
Anyway, next question.
Next question. Would you rather work in the kitchen of Jamie Oliver or Gordon Ramsay?
Gordon Ramsay.
Cool. I'll go work for Jamie Oliver because I already work in one kitchen and get enough abuse. It'd be nice to go somewhere that's a little bit more laid back.
It's not abuse, it's movement. He's just trying to motivate me and push me and develop me into being a better chef.
You've seen the meme where Gordon Ramsay gets 2 slices of bread, slaps at either side of the woman's head and shouts, "What are you?" And she replies, "I'm an idiot sandwich."
Exactly, and you've just admitted.
What constructive method of teaching is that?
Well, number one, that's a made-for television show, and number two, as you just stated, you get enough abuse in your home kitchen. So if you've got some issues to work out, where your wife comes and slaps 2 slices of bread to either side of your face when you're cooking dinner, then maybe don't air it on our public forum, and maybe just have a conversation at home.
It's fine. She doesn't know how to use bread.
Oh, okay. Are you saying that safe in the knowledge that she's still out on her midnight run and hasn't come back?
No, she's come back limping and there's a trail of blood. But no, in the whole time we've been married, no, in fact the whole time we've been together over 10 years, she's never once made me a sandwich.
You've probably never earned one. For example, how about that time that she came home from a jog covered in blood and you didn't leave chatting to your friends online to go and see if she's okay?
She's a grown woman, she can look after herself.
Fair enough.
Anyway, back to me working at Jamie's Italian, because I want to learn how to cook Italian better. Learn how to cook pasta properly and not have it either crunchy or some mashed potato mush extract in the bottom of the pan.
Okay.
All I know is there's a lot more TV shows based on
Gordon Ramsay shouting at
Yeah.
people.
Thank you very much for saving me there, because I completely forgot his fucking name. On Gordon Ramsay actually showing people how to improve what they do, compared to Jamie Oliver's shows, which are a lot of him trying to tell children and the government what they should be doing, and the only markable achievement he's got is removing basically one of the few joys you have as a child from your life. It was having...
My parents.
No, he didn't remove your parents from your life.
Jamie Oliver killed my parents.
Jamie Oliver killed your parents. No, but one of the best things about school was when you got to... And there are some children, which his argument I'm going to use against him, that one of the only hot meals they occasionally had was at school. And now...
Jamie Oliver campaigned for that, and he's my boss. Isn't he such a nice
man? And now
man?
they're never going to see smiley faces again. they're never going. Turkey Twizzlers don't exist because of this prick. Panda Pops no longer on the market because of things that he started.
Okay, so you're all for child obesity and Gordon Ramsay. Okay,
I'm
that's nice
not
to know.
for,
You're
not
for
for child obesity
people
at
dying
all.
young and being
Not for
shouted
child
at.
obesity. 3 of us all grew
Well,
up.
Jamie Oliver's
No.
not, and look what he's
Yeah,
achieved.
yeah, and look what he's achieved. But you're not obese, are you, Mr. John? Other John, are you obese? I'm certainly not obese. Did I grow up eating that stuff? Yes, I did. Could my parents cook? No, they fucking couldn't. Did I eat the same things they served at school that I ate at home? Yes, I fucking did. Am I now malnourished and should probably eat more? Yes, I fucking should. It's got nothing to do with Jamie Oliver. It's all about fucking parenting. Bring your kids up, right? Serve them decent meals and let them have that little escape that they do at school.
But what about those really, really, really lazy parents who feed their children nothing but chips and baked beans with little sausages in
Number one,
that have no choice
number one,
because
that
they
was
can't cook because they're
that
children?
was my upbringing. The problem there isn't with schools, that's with the government and the way that they price foods. Because junk food is cheaper than healthier foods. So that's got nothing to do with Jamie Oliver. It's got nothing to do. He's just making sure that now.
Let me work for Jamie Oliver and stop slating him.
No.
All I want to do is learn how to cook pasta good. John, you like garlic bread. I'm going to appeal to your garlic bread loving side. Do you want to come to my restaurant? Well, I'll learn to cook you garlic bread from scratch, and it'll be amazing.
What's the first thing that people give up when they're trying to lose weight? Bread. What's another thing they give up? Butter. What are you left with? Garlic. So there you go, John. Just eat your cloves of garlic and agree with John. Jamie Oliver.
Using the side of the actual argument.
Jamie
John,
Oliver
can you
is
repeat your question one more
Jamie
time?
Oliver is essentially saying everyone should eat healthy, and I don't give a shit about your financial situation. It's unfortunate. I agree with his mentality, but it's unfortunate that the foods which are cheap happen to be the ones that are unhealthy for you. The issue should be with the government and the way that they price. Like they're recently putting the sugar tax in. Brilliant. Not good for me in my industry. It's a brilliant idea. But it doesn't fall under everything. The pasty tax was a fucking ridiculous thing. But no, let's work on making sure that healthy foods are cheaper, and we put a tax on the fast foods that exist, rather than just mass producing this shit that we can just feed into our children. It's cheaper to feed kids shit than it is to feed them something healthy. So therefore, we're all going to try and save money. Am I going to buy that grass-fed, corn-fed, healthy chicken that went on the treadmill every day? And this? No, we're going to buy the same chicken that tastes the same, but it costs me £2 less. But Gordon Ramsay, you don't give a shit where your food came from. I'm going to cook it good, taste good, feed you, job done. Because that's what people pay for.
They're verbally abusing.
That's what people pay for when they go out to a nice restaurant. They want to have nice food.
I have a feeling that Gordon Ramsay's sort of angry persona might just be a TV thing, and that in real life he might be quite calm and.
He is. If you watch his TV shows that he does with kids, he's really supportive.
It's because he's a good father.
And any of his actual cooking shows that he does, he's really helpful in the way that he talks you through it. That is just a persona because he's quite good at swearing. Whereas I imagine Jamie Oliver's the other way around. He's really calm and he's really nice when he's teaching kids how to cook and trying to show them how chicken nuggets are made by blending up a chicken carcass with his lisp. But in reality, he walks around kicking children and stamping on puppies.
No, he
does.
Murdering John's
You are
parents.
murdering your parents. You heard it here first.
We're gonna ignore the fact that Jamie Oliver killed my parents. Right, here's a question for you, Matthew. Can you give me the best pun that is Gordon Ramsay related? No, didn't think so.
Gordon Bleu.
Jamie did a.
Say that again.
Gordon Bleu. Sorry. Should I say that again or?
But louder.
Gordon Bleu. Cordon Bleu. Gordon Bleu. Why are you not getting this?
Okay.
Jamie Oliver did a travelling food roadshow where he cooked at the back of a pub that was also on the back of a Land Rover. It was a pretty crazy thing, but he named his little pub the Cock Insider.
That's just vulgar. And it should be around children.
He's campaigning for better food for children. Why is he not going to be allowed near them?
No, he's campaigning on healthier food for children. Better is subjective.
You're subjective.
Yep, and so are you. I don't think I've got anything else to say on the matter, to be honest. I'm not so much campaigning for Gordon Ramsay. I just think he's a better chef, which I think is in proof that he spends his entire TV career going around telling people how to do their jobs better, whereas Jamie Oliver goes around and ruins children's lives. That's essentially what I'm basing my argument on. But
That's food blasphemy.
he got rid of turkey Twizzlers, John, and I didn't even like them, but my brother did. I'm pretty sure that somebody else on this podcast must have. Like, they're one of the things that continually comes up, and you go, "Oh, do you remember what? Oh, the foods I really loved. Oh, turkey Twizzlers. Whatever happened to them? Do you know what happened to them? Jamie fucking Oliver."
If Gordon Ramsay's such a good cook, why doesn't he serve turkey twizzlers at his restaurant? Just as a two fingers up to Jamie Oliver. Why doesn't he do that? Oh, because it's absolute garbage.
Because we're the ones that
good
have
for
started the beef between Gordon Ramsay and Jamie Oliver. But this isn't an already existing beef that we've just jumped on board of. We've started this beef. Please, somebody listening, tweet at each of them and start this beef.
Do you know what my favourite night is? Sirloin.
I would have thought it was Sir Wellington, but okay.
Mine's steak night.
Nice.
Okay, I'll have to summarise your arguments. So, on the one hand, we have Jamie Oliver, who is the most successful author at Christmas. He's always number one in the book charts at Christmas. Every year for like the past 15 years, I think. And Gordon Ramsay is good at swearing on TV. So, I'm going to have to call it for Gordon Ramsay because I can't condone murdering John's parents. It's just not on. It's not on.
I completely agree. I wouldn't have murdered John's parents either.
It's already happened. It's by the by. He's made amends.
Fair enough.
He's made amends. Although I'm sure that this offer closed when I called it for Gordon Ramsay, I would like you to make me garlic bread. So
right.
If we're still friends after this,
that gravy boat has sailed.
I will when I come to visit you the night before we fly to Norway, I will make you homemade garlic bread. And you know what? I will bake the bread the night before, and then I will come up and use it to make the garlic bread.
That sounds brilliant.
Please remind me a week before. It's me asking questions. I better get writing, so that means I need to go. So, thanks for listening.
I've been John, and now my parents are dead, I'm going to become Batman.
And I've been John.
Me?
I liked it.
Didn't sound like it.
Sometimes I laugh at awkward situations. Wait, that's my sign-off.
And he's been John, and sometimes he laughs at awkward situations. And I've not been John. This has been Wood John, rather. And we'll speak to you all next week. Geronimo!